We have discussed about the constructors and method overloading listings. Fine. So we'll continue. Okay, the main topic for today's video is going to be relationships. Fine. Relationships in Java. Okay, so before moving to the relationships in Java, first we'll just refresh what we have discussed in the last class. Okay, just practically we'll see we have seen the concept of accessor and mutators. So within no time, we'll just have a glance on it practically. Fine. So this I'm going to give relationship ex as a file name, and let me just create a project. The project is created. So here we are in the package. The name of the package is relationship ex, and we got a main class that's a driver class, relationship ex. Fine. So here uh, I'll just write class sample. We'll just brush up the concept of mutator and accessor. Suppose here we have a variable called int some number equal to 50. Then here let this number be private. Okay, so now here what I can do, okay, I'll just create an object for the same class here. Let this sample s equal to new sample. Okay, and I try to access this variable, which is the private, which has been declared as a private here. So uh, suppose if I want to change the value of that, can I do that like this here? S dot no equal to 100. Here I'm going to get an error because I cannot access the private variable. So for that, I'll create a mutator method to assign the value. So here void, and here I can just write the function name, method name, change no. And here I accept a variable called no as a parameter. Then no, that is this dot no equal to no. And from here, I'll just call this method. Okay, let me just check CHAN. Okay, I forget that, change number dot change number, and here I am passing 100. The value is changed. Fine. So here now I'll try to display that system dot out dot print ln. Okay, and here I'm just trying to display this value of no is, here I'm trying to access s dot no. It is giving me an error because it is what a private access. So private access, I cannot access it. Then what I'll do here, this is mutator. Now I will write accessor. Okay, so suppose I give that read no. Okay, then here this is going to return dot no. So now here, instead of calling this, so I'm going to call read no. Now when I run this here, you can see the value of no is 100. See, this is the purpose of mutator and accessor method, because we cannot access the private variables or private attributes directly over here. So we can access that through the mutators and the accessor. This is the purpose of mutators and accessors. Fine. Okay, so hope the concept is clear. So now I don't require this. So what I'll do, I'll just delete this class here. You can create a separate class like here, project. You can just go here in that and you can just write new Java class. Instead of that, I'm creating here itself. Okay, don't get confused for that. In either way, you can do it. Okay, so now here I'm going just to just delete that. Now, first, let me show you what are the different relationships we have whenever we are talking about the relationship. Okay, so let me delete this here. Okay, let me write here the concept. Suppose here if I am writing relationships. Okay, basically here if I divide Java, we have two types of relationships here. If I write that is a relationship and has a relationship. Is a relationship when we discuss the concept of inheritance. I will tell you, explain you all in details that it is a relationship means whatever the derived class that is from the base class. So that is a relationship. Right now, today we are going to, in this session, we are going to discuss about the has a relationship. Okay, so here, if I define, I can write association. What is the meaning of association? Whenever you are forming a link between the two objects to access its properties. Suppose here I have one object, sorry, okay, I'll not draw this. I will just delete first here. Okay, suppose here this is one object and this is another object. Okay, then here this, suppose I'll take this as person object and this is address object, and I'm going to form a link. I'm going to form a link so that whatever the content of the address I want to access here in the person, and the content of the person I want to access here in the address. So if the arrow doesn't show that, it means that it is the bidirectional link. If I make like this, means the link is only from the person to the address. Means what? The person object is created here. Okay, when will not have arrow like bidirectional, no. Okay, so if you don't have this, if it is without any arrow, means it is a bidirectional relationship. Okay, so then it has the different kinds, that one-to-one relationship, one-to-many relationship, we'll see later. Okay, now when it comes to the association here, we can form the association basically in two ways. One is aggregation and composition. It is the way of forming the relationship. Okay, here aggregation, we can define that as loose bonding, loose bonding. And here we can write that as strong bonding. This is loose bonding and this is a strong bonding. What does it mean, loose bonding and strong bonding? Okay, I'll just take an example. Here, suppose we have an object called car and we have an object called music system and another object called engine. Okay. Here, if I form a relationship between this car and music system, and if I form a relationship between car and engine, okay, see, with the car object and the music object, car can exist without music system, and music system can exist without car. What does it mean? If I destroy the car object, music system object still exists. So that is the reason it is called loose bounding. Means what? With the destruction of this object is not going to destroy it. If this object will still exist, that is the loose bounding. Whereas for a car, the most important thing is engine. This object will get destroyed if this object get destroyed. So this will be completely depend on this object. This is the concept of composition. So this type of relationship we call this as aggregation. Aggregation, and this type of relationship we call as composition. Composition means a strong bounding, means if you destroy this car object, automatically engine object will be destroyed. Engine object will doesn't exist that. But whereas music system, it's an optional, like here it can access it, but if you destroy this, this will still exist. That is a concept of aggregation and composition. Okay, now we'll try to understand with some example. Okay, here let me just show that how we can form the association. First thing, I'll take a class here, class person. A class is created. In the person, I'll take some attribute, basic attributes, int id. Okay, int id. Then here I will that string name. This is class. Then here I'll take another class, class address. Then here I'll take int flat number, building number, and road number, block number. Fine. So here we have this two classes, person and address. Okay. So now here what I'll do, I'll form a relationship. Okay. First I'll write a constructor over here, address. Okay. Parameterized constructor or customized constructor, flat number. Okay. Int building number, then int road number, int block number. Then here, okay, always make a good practice that whenever you are writing a parameterized constructor, make sure you just add a default dummy constructor, or else this will not work if you are calling this default constructor, because whenever you are writing this customized constructor, it is going to override that. Fine. So here I'm going to write this dot flat number equal to, here I can write flat number. Then similarly, this dot building number equal to building number. Then this dot road number, sorry, equal to road number. Then similarly, this dot block number equal to block number. Fine, this is a constructor. Now what I'll do, I'll try to access this address in this class. So I'll create an object of this class. Let's just see here. I'll create address 80. Fine. Now, and here similarly, I'll have an constructor person and int id, the string name. Okay, string name. Then here, okay, as I said, make a practice of adding a default dummy constructor. Fine. So here this dot id equal to I and this dot name equal to name. Fine. Here I'll create an object of person class, person p1 equal to, first I'll create, okay, person p1 equal to new person. Here I'll pass the ID, that is, for time's sake, I'm just taking 10. I'll not go for the lengthy number. And here I'll write Smith. Fine. So this object is created. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do here, I wanted to add the address to this object. So first, what I'll do here, I'll create an object for the address A1 equal to new address of. Here I'll pass the arguments. First is here flat number, maybe 301, building number 245, road number 1136, okay, 721, whatever it may be. Okay, now here to relate that, I will pass the object of this A1 over. And here in this, I will write address 80. I accept this. Then here AD, okay, this dot AD equal to 80. So now you see that we form a relationship between this person class and this address class. So here this object is linked with this object person. So here this A1 got linked with the P1. Okay, now here I will just try to display the complete tent. Here what I'll do, I'll display all the values in that. Here let me just write okay, get address mutator, or I can just write a string method, okay, to convert the object. Public return type is string to a string. Okay, so here I'll write return, okay, name of the person, this be name, plus ID. Okay, here ID, I'm just displaying. Then, okay, this is done. Why it is giving me an error? I write uppercase, it is ID. Fine. Now, at the same time for the address also, I'll write here public return type is a string to string. Here return flat. Here I can just write address is flat number plus concatenate operator, that is building. Here building number plus, okay, here road, it the variable road number, then last is block. Here I can display block number. So now here, whatever you are, then plus, okay, we have this, fine. So now we are just displaying this address AD object, means this one. Okay, so now here I'll just display system.out.println all the attributes of person class. So I'll just simply call the P1. So this object, it will call this method to a string. Then it will display the name, it will display the ID, and it will display the address. Okay, so let me run this. You can see that name Smith, ID, address. Okay, so here I'll just give the space, then I'll run it. Okay, name Smith, ID 10, address is flat 301, building 245, road 1136, block 72. So this is a simple relationship we have formed between the person and address. Now what I'll do, I'll try to form the bidirectional link. So what I mean to say, here I'll create an object of person also, that is P, or if I'm giving the name P1, no worries. Then, okay, here, what I can do, I want to assign this ID, so that here I'll take another variable to hold the ID of the son. So here what I can do, okay, here how can we pass this ID, whatever the ID we are assigning to this person, I want to assign it here. Okay, so here I'll call a function that is send ID, and here I will send an ID through this dot ID, or I'll just pass this. Okay, now here in this I'll write and void here. I can just call that ad dot send ID. So here void send ID, then here it accepts person P1. Okay, so here I can just assign P1 dot ID equal to ID, that is this dot ID. Okay, so I here form the bidirectional link. Now here you see, instead of displaying the ID from here, what I'll do, after the name, I'll delete from here. This is add. Okay, here I'll write ID is. Okay, here I can just write simply ID. So let me check. I must get the same ID. Oh, it is showing me ID equal to 0. Why this? I'm sending it here. Person P1. Okay, sorry. Here I just made it reverse way. It should be this dot id equal to whatever I received that here, p1 dot id. So here you can see that ID is 10. So this 10 from where we are getting? From this address class. See that here? This here ID is this. We are displaying it through the address class, and all this address complete detail we are displaying it through the person class. So this type of relationship. Okay, so this is association. We are forming the association between the two classes, that is the person as well as here the address. Hope the concept is clear. Okay, now as I just show you the example here, aggregation and composition. So now I'll try to explain you with an example, code example, to explain you the concept of aggregation and the composition. Okay, please, if you have any question or any doubt, you can just write in the comments, so I'll try to get back to you at the earliest. Okay, fine. Hope the concept is clear. Please, if you have any questions, just send me and just drop a comment, so I'll get back to you with this. So we are forming a bidirectional relationship or association between these two classes, person and the address. Okay, so now we'll see the concept of aggregation as well as the composition. Okay, so I'll create a new project over here. Project. Okay, so here association AX, it's already there. Association, I'll just write. Fine. Okay, so here association. Fine. So okay. Now in this package, I'll create a class called car. I'll create a class called music system. I'll create a class called engine. Okay, I think it is engine. Okay, so we got the three classes over here. In the car class, what I'll do, I'll write some attribute for the car. Here for the car, I'll take the string make and model, and here int capacity, engine capacity. I don't want to take more attributes. I just want to explain you the concept of it. Fine. And here I'm going to write a constructor car. Okay, here string make, then string model, int capacity. I'm just writing the simple constructors. After that, I'll just assign that. For the music system, same thing, I'll write brand, and here int watts. Okay, then here similar, I'll just create, I'm writing in the single line so that everything will be on the same screen. System, this is default constructor, then here music system, then here string brand and int watts. Okay, then similarly here for the engine. Okay, what I'll do here, engine I'll not try. Here I will just write the model and this, because engine I can just write the capacity here. Int capacity. Okay, then string manufacturer. Okay, and here I'm going to have the constructors. That is engine, it's going to be a default constructor. Then a one parameterized constructor engine, and int capacity, and here a string manufacturer. Okay, so now here in the main class, I'll create an object of music system. Okay, that is ms1, that's the first music system. New music system. Of here it accepts the two arguments. The first is brand. Let me take the Sony or Bose, anything. Then watts, I'm writing 1500. So we created an object of music. Now I'm going to create an object of car. Car C1 equal to new car. Here I'm going to pass this make, maybe Toyota, and model I'm going to give RAV4. Okay, then to form a relationship aggregation, what I'll do here, I want to pass an object of music system. Now here I'll create an object of music system ms1. Okay, then here music system ms1. Fine. So here I can just write this dot make equal to make. Then similarly, this dot model equal to model. Then this dot ms1 dot ms oh, equal to, sorry. Okay, now here for this music system, I just need to sign this dot brand equal to brand. Similar way, this dot watts equal to watts. Okay, then I'll write here public string to string. Okay, so here I'm just going to write return brand is brand, watts is watts. Similarly for the car also, here I'll write public string to string. Here return, then I can just write make model. Fine. So now here what I'll do, I'll just call this here And still, if I want to display the details of this music system, I can just write model. After that, what is the object we got it here? MS1. Fine. So here, car, not car, system dot print ln. I'll display here C1. That is the object of car. So it will display, you see that make is Toyota, RAV4, brand is Bose, and this. Okay, so here I'll just write music system brand. So here music system brand is Bose, that is. Now here, if happen mistake. Okay, here what I'll do, I will destroy the object. None. Then still I'll try to call this. Okay, then you see it is showing here null. Whereas for the music system, okay, this object, if I display here system out dot print ln and ms1. So here the music system brand is Bose and that, so that this is aggregation. I destroy the object of C1, but still the object of music system exists. So this is a loose bounding. Okay, so now we'll see the concept of composition. Fine, here, hope that you understand what's the meaning of aggregation. That here you see that I'm not getting the details of car because it is destroyed. Now it is null, means this reference variable is not pointing anywhere. So it is null. So here, what I'll do, while I'm creating the object of the car, at the same time, I'm creating an object of the engine also. Here, engine E1, and here E1, sorry, equal to new engine off. Here I'm passing manufacturer Toyota and capacity might be 2500. Fine. And here in the engine, this dot capacity, okay, equal to capacity, and this dot manufacturer equal to manufacturer. Okay, fine. Then here, same thing. All right, public string. Okay, then here to string system dot out dot print ln. Then here I can simply, or no, I'll just write return with the return engine manufacturer is sure capacity is capacity. Fine. So here, and while displaying this in the car along with this, why it is showing me this incompatible type string cannot be converted to int. So here, fine. I think I'm passing first the capacity, then Toyota. Okay, so now everything is fine here. Along with the music system, I will display the events. Okay, now see that here when I run, make Toyota. Then here, model rate, music system brand Bose, VAT this, engine manufacturer Toyota, capacity 2500, whatever it may be. Then it is null, music system null. So again, when I'm calling, so what happened that as I created the object of engine along with the object of the car itself. So now when it is destroyed means this is also destroyed. So this is the concept of composition, strong bonding. Hope you have understand. Okay. Still, as I told you earlier, if any question you have or any doubt, please let me know so that I can give you the more clarification. Okay. And if you need the code, please comment it so that I'll just copy and put it in the comment for your download. Okay. Hope you have understood. Okay, please do practice to be perfect. Okay, so next video will be uploaded soon. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. See you again. Thank you.